The hinges, Jerry will do it for the stripe and the latch as well. And then
This is one of those extruded Italian frames. We had to shrink one of the doors down.
thank you. Wow. What heck?
So
And then where did the insert go?
in here, and this is the edge. This is an edge to go to finish mud too, and this too.
Wow. That is insane. And that's what you gotta set. And so these, you don't set the wood till later?
No.
Right? You set
After.
those first,
Yeah.
and then you set the wood, and then it's to hang the doors.
What is this thing?
And then how is the wood fastened in the extruder?
That I haven't seen that yet, so we'll see.
Some sexy Italian way, no doubt. Leave it to the Italians.
Yeah. What is this thing again?
It's a jam, door jam.
It's an extrusion, aluminum extrusion, that's what that is, which is, that's a cut, it's a basically cross section for you guys, of a jam. And that extrusion is the jam, and that goes into an opening and holds a piece of wood, for which the mortises are done. The hinge mortises and the latch mortises. I'd like to see it. What's the name
Of what?
of that?
I can't remember the name of it. I don't even know if I was told the name of the company.
So wild. Okay, so you saw Jerry route the door. He mortised the door. Did he put in all the? Oh, he didn't put in all the.
They're on the other. No, I left them out.
Yeah, he didn't put in all yet. I think maybe put one on. Now he's getting ready to mortise. And you notice it's not hanging the jam like the way I told you guys that I learned how to job hang wood. I told you how Jerry does it. He mortises them on the bench, which is that's a good way to do it. Did I say that? I'm on tape saying that. Oh my God.
What'd you say? Oh, I didn't hear it, so I was just.
So you see what he's doing up here? You guys, I want everybody to see this. You see this, the folks at home? You see that thing? Jerry, could you back away for just a second? Let them see this. We've got a block up here, buttered against the top of the jam, the rabbet of the jam, and that's where his temple's going to butt to. And that button on the end is giving him his reveal, right there. That's the reveal, the top of the door, from the door head to the inside of the jam. All these little details.
Oh, there it is.
It's like just a little tack on the top of the.
Yeah, it's a screw. I mean, they put a plastic.
They give you a plastic thing. I put a screw in there because I want to have
roundhead screw.
1/8 inch. So now you guys can see the template. You can see how much thinner this is. And the reason why I go in the pattern I do is so that I'm not doing a climb cut, which is going to pull the cutter into this. These will flex. And over a larger hinge pocket, you can get a little rainbow behind the hinge, and that's never goes over well.
That hinge is supposed to look like a groove. I think the track's on. What's happening? I mean, come on, man.
Oh, I'm
That's
doing.
insane. I wouldn't have, you know, I would have bet money that you were gonna have someone.
Yeah. The times they are changing.
I still.
I don't mean to slow you down, but what was the pattern you did? I go so fast.
So I go in, come out, I back cut across the face so I don't have any tear out like for vertical fur. Go in, come out, back cut, back cut, back cut, and then one final cleanup.
So that router would normally, you plow that left or right, but you would get some blood. So you back it, spin out, and then you won't get any. So you just gotta be aware of how, and also when you don't want to come out of the mortise either, right? You don't want to go in and then across, and come out of the mortise because that's the way you're gonna blow that side out. You want to come into the mortise, into the mortise. Keep it going. Because if you're gonna, the whole idea is to. Is that a dead blow, remember?
It's just a rubber mallet, no dead blow.
You got a lot of stuff on you.
Yeah. Well, I tried to be a good employee and didn't have to go to my truck a bunch of times. So you use the mallet for some things. I use it for striking, chisels, corner chisels, and then you need the steel hammer with the claw to pull the templates off.
Ooh, so light? That's so light.
It's a 10-ounce titanium.
I love this, man. This could be jewelry, this could be earrings.
It's $100.
$100 for that one. Holy cow, might as well be jewelry. Same? Hey, did Victor Gallegos ever make it?
That's insane.
You did?
The letter.
Oh, great, Victor. Cool.
Yeah, dude.
Good. Victor Gallegos. That's exciting. So the jam is mortise.
Thank you.
It's mortise with the same template they cut the hinges. Hinge mortise for, so they're gonna line up. And you cut them in relation to the head jam with enough for, to give them a even bigger. Because what you wouldn't want to do, since you flush the template with the door, is you wouldn't want to flush the template. Yeah. Because then you try to put the door on the jam, they're not going to fit. It has to have a reveal. It has to open within that. So, given that, the button just controls it. It's really great way to go. I learned on a Milwaukee butt jig, which are three that you put together with various and sundry things, and they're completely and 100% adjustable. They're made out of aluminum, and all the parts are replaceable because people run into them with the routers, and they wreck the routers. Where if you run into this one, it doesn't wreck your bit. I've become a believer in Templaco. At first, I kind of poo-pooed them, but you got to remember that my finished carpentry chops were honed 4 decades ago. 5 decades ago.
I mean, I go back to the 80s with finish, the end of the 80s.
Yeah, just a young pup, but actually, Joe, you have great experience. You got good chops. They're just a pleasure to have here because, you know, Jerry is a master of his trade. He's done it and done all permutations of it, and it's still not old, is it, Jerry?
No.
You still get these things like this
That's-
Italian aluminum extrusions. Like, whoa, really? I mean, that's what makes it fun. Being able to do that stuff.
So always use a clutch. Don't use an impact for driving finish screws.
You know that, everybody?
They'll snap.
Everybody know
You'll
that?
snap them. The
Use a clutch. Use a clutch, which means you can adjust how much torque your drill driver has. Don't use an impact brush because you can shoot. And if you're going into hard jams like OPO, Waco jams, birch jams, or something like that, you've got to pre-drill really perfectly, and use your clutch and you gotta feel, because the last thing you wanna do is shear screws. And some of this stuff, these people like solid brass hinges, super soft, easy to shear. And when you shear one, you've got a couple of choices. One is, the first best one is an easy out. You bore a hole through the brass, put an easy out, and you remove the screw ease out. And other than that, if you can't do that, then you just get the, arp it out down low and you glue in a head so it looks like there's one there. There's 3 screws will hold your hinge on. But don't tell anybody I said that.
Yeah, when we start hanging the doors with the finish hinges, we use temporary hinge screws, and we just do half the holes. So we'll do the top hole and the skip one, do the third hole, and that'll get you on the outside, and it'll get you, if you skip, you have 2 on the inboard, and it'll keep the hinge laying flat. You can, if you have to make any adjustments, you're not blowing out all the screw holes. So you know that you're going to have 2 that are going to be fresh at the end.
Get a good grab on it.
And then a lot of the times they use slotted screws as opposed to Phillips head. And you just want to put those in one time. So, because all rub bronze is the flavor right now, and you don't want to, you can scratch them. You don't want to scratch them because then you got to break out a Sharpie and try to make it look nice again.
Or get a cool metal from that. A lot of bad things.
All right. Let's take this out.
Be careful all the way.
All right. So,
Comes the door. Joe's gonna hang the door on these horses. Hang under the door.
let's get that out of the way. Screws.
I like square corner hinges. I think they look better. But the down and dirty doors, the doors that you go and buy at Home Depot, they're pumped out in factories for pre-hung. They use they
5/8
square.
5/8 radius.
Yeah, and they have a big radius of a 5/8 radius. Yeah. It's really ugly looking hinge itself with a big radius edge. It doesn't even look like a hinge. And it's one of those things when you look at it and you know it's cheap. Whereas these brass hinges, they're not expensive hinges. They're relatively cheap, but they're square corner, so they just have a better look. So you're measuring what's left?
Yeah.
You know, Jerry, use one of those, I probably got this for the head. Is it got some wine to it? Oh, no, that's the other hand, sorry. That's why I was looking at that.
Too late now. Okay. I need this screw.
So you just measured, so Jerry just measured what was left of meat after the rabbit, right? So that's 5/8 stock approximately, and so 3/8 rabbit, that leaves a quarter, right?
3/4.
It's 3/4 stock, with a quarter inch rabbit,
3/4. That's,
or you're left with 3/4 overall.
well, no, it's 3/8 each side, so total 3/4.
Okay. So, yeah, so it's, so he's measuring what's left, right? His head, and actually, Do you go for your outside dimension, or you go for your inside dimension, right? On your head, or are you counting on the outside?
The outside.
Okay.
The high side. So it's rabbit plus high side.
Come on, everyone. You man.